Alright guys, this is going to be an update video on the work I've been doing with R&D, and you can see my printers are going to be hard at work making the new iterations and spitting them out as fast as possible. So, the LibreShred Lite, basically my 3D printed shredder, and I've already made a couple of videos on this, so if you haven't already, go check them out. But today we're going to be talking about some of its features and some points I want to address and upgrade for the future. So first thing, it's, well, obviously almost pretty much fully 3D printed, besides some minor hardware like screws and these shafts, the metal shafts, of course. And one thing that I tried really hard to do was make it fully 3D printable without supports. That means really utilizing chamfers to create these 45-degree angles for the overhang so that no supports are needed. Basically, the goal of a good 3D model is to have it work on everybody's machine, and that means reducing the room for error. Otherwise, all the parts are really straightforward to print, including the blades, which print flat on the build plate, and they're basically just slabs, and the washers as well. Same with the gears and the shaft collars. Just one thing to keep in mind here is that when 3D printing these blades, they need to be really accurate. So I'm gonna grab a pair of calipers right here, and obviously the calipers might be a little bit off, but if you look at it, that's 5.07. So the model was 5 millimeters, and we are at 5.07 millimeters. So the closer you are to a perfect thickness, the less friction there will be when you spin it. So be sure to calibrate your printers well if you're going to print this. But one tip is, if you're finding your printer is spitting them out too thick, simply go in your slicer and just make the blade a little bit thinner, or vice versa. If it's coming out too thin, just make the model itself a little bit thicker, because at the end of the day, it's the real world output that really matters. And real quick, if you want to find this model for yourself, this can be found on my website for sale, az3dp.org. Feel free to go check it out, and you can ask me any questions you want. You can do that in the comments, or just email me. All my information is on the website. Now let's talk about some upgrades. So, one thing that I want to work on, this is basically the same thing mounted onto an aluminum extrusion base, is making this overall a little bit stronger and just better overall. So you can see I'm right now using M3 hardware, but I have a lot of room right here, so I could probably extend the side panels out to make it thicker and stronger. And also, I might transition from using M3 hardware to M5, because we're already using M5 for the aluminum extrusions, and having one screw size would be way more convenient for people that just want to buy, for example, a pack of M5 screws, like one of these little kits that I can't find. Something like this. Like, if you have like one of these kits, I know this is only M3. If you buy just one of these kits, but for M5, you'd be able to build the whole thing without needing to buy two separate kits of screws. But that's just a consideration, and it also would work because I'm making this a lot thicker. So you can see there's a lot of wasted space right here that could be chunky volume. And yeah, so those are some features and updates. And one more thing is sort of a small discovery, and I guess this is due to the lack of physics classes I've been taking, but because I've been running this hand crank setup, I've noticed a lot more strain being applied to the base of the shredder, instead of like actually the torque transmitting into like shredding the parts. Well, if you notice, all the torque, it's quite a long radius because I'm trying to multiply the torque as much as possible. But what this does is, when I'm shredding it and I'm pushing down, it's simply lifting one side of the base upwards, which is causing rips as you can see right here, which is pretty catastrophic failure. So how do we reduce the radius of the applied torque? Instead of the torque coming down here, we can just simply have the torque spinning right here. Well, that brings me to my ongoing work of a gearbox. So I know you're looking at a mess right now, but these are some past gearbox designs that you may or may not have seen on my channel, but they all had one major flaw. Something would break no matter what. Whether it be the gear or the shaft, things would just snap and crack. So this time I went with no compromises and made this 3D printed gearbox absolutely huge. So this gear has a module of 4. They are herringbone gears, so they're conveniently self-aligning. And just check out how big that is compared to these gears. That is pretty huge. And as for the shafts, I'm using these 8 millimeters in diameter by 150 millimeters in length steel rods, and this is because they run with pretty much zero friction, and with some silicone grease or super lube in between the gears, this gearbox should run just fine. And why all this stuff? Well, I'm trying to make it mostly 3D printed and minimal hardware. So this is the point where it's like a trade-off between cost effectiveness, but I think where I'm at right now, it's still cheaper to 3D print the gearbox than to buy an off-the-shelf one, because this is a around 600 to 1 ratio, and it's going to be drill powered or driver powered. So in theory, this should the drill will be reduced, the speed will be reduced, but the torque will be multiplied, and ultimately drive the shredder, and it should be able to shred things. And one more possible update, you may have seen, it's called the LibreShred Lite, and it's that for a reason. And I've been wanting to adopt the values of Prusa, which is a 3D printer company based out of Prague, and they basically made 3D printers so upgradable that you can have like a version of the Prusa MK3 that can be upgraded to an MK4, and that can be upgraded to the Prusa Core 1. So that's my goal with this system, because you should be able to upgrade something based on your own needs, unlike basically every single thing out there nowadays that if you want to upgrade something, you have to ditch your original project or original product and just buy the new one, right? So basically the LibreShred Core, which is going to be the next one up, will be fastened with these M12 threaded rods, and the entire assembly will be a lot longer because we have a lot more space to work with, and this will allow for a stronger base because these rods reinforce the entire side panels, and it will be clamped together with nuts, making it stronger obviously than simply just a few nuts and bolts or nuts and screws on the sides. Yeah, and we could also possibly upgrade the spur gears here, and I'm thinking about LibreShred Pro, which is going to be like almost a pro version of the shredder, similar to like the Pro shredder from Precious Plastics, but we can still incorporate 3D printed parts to make our lives easier. So I'm not sure where I'm going to go with it. Definitely we can laser cut some blades out of metal to prevent like plastic contamination. There's a lot of ways I can go with this, and if you want to become a part of the journey, feel free to subscribe and leave a comment if you have any ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. This video is sponsored by PCBWay. Whether you need high quality PCBs, CNC machining, 3D printing, or injection molding, PCBWay has got you covered. Their fast turnaround and great pricing make them my go-to for prototyping and custom parts. Check them out at PCBWay.com, link in the description.